Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. So today's topic is going to be do not forget where you come from. And this is for anybody. And so before I begin the topic, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that way you can get notified of any new videos that are coming up. Hit the like button if you like this topic. Again, do not forget where you come from. If you have any topics that you want me to go over or you want me to give you my take on it, put it in the comment section or connect with me on Facebook at Carlos Flores or connect with me on Instagram at Back on Basics. So let's talk about the power of not forgetting where you're coming from. That's one of the things that we have to understand, right? You have to look at where you're at the present moment, right? Right here, right now, in the neutral zone. And then you have to realize that you came from somewhere. I'm not telling you to go back and reminisce and get stuck in the past because of something that you didn't do or you couldn't do or you should have done. What I'm telling you is just remember who are the people behind you, holding you up, supporting you, so that way you can move forward, around you, so that way they can tell you and they can make sure that they understand how you are at this moment in time, right, in the present time, and how they can help you, support you, so that you can go step by step by step to get to your goals and dreams, to be balanced, to have that mind-body balance. Remember, mind-body balance, right? And so you have to understand that knowing where you came from help you to get to where you were. And that actually happened to me recently. Remember I told you, my dad passed away a little bit over a week ago. And it's been hard. I mean, it's been ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. What it did make me think about is where I came from, who I was, who people made me, which people put together the support system that I've had from when I was little all the way till now. And it's amazing because I've had so many mentors, so many people in my support system, so many people in my village that go in and out of my life, but they're still connected. And and my dad's passing actually made me realize that knowing where you come from will help you get to where you're going. And so that's one of the important things. I mean, just knowing that, before the funeral, my mom and family had a wake, 2 days, which is a wake is where you pray and where you gather and pay respects to the person that just passed. And the family actually provides sometimes refreshments, sometimes food, sometimes little keepsakes. And so it was amazing that our house in El Salvador was packed. There were over 100 people there. You couldn't even walk. And that's what my mom said. She couldn't say thank you to everybody because there were so many people that came to see my dad, to pay their respects to my dad on both nights. I'm telling you, that's what she said. There were a lot of people paying their respects. My dad was kind of like a social butterfly. He talked to everybody. He would say hi to everybody. That's how I said, Dad, I'm going to start doing what you're doing. And this was even before he got sick. And so I started saying hi to everybody. I started connecting with people so that way they wouldn't feel like they were by themselves. And so that's one of the things that reminded me about me being knowing where I was, knowing how I am, knowing where I come from so I know how to get to where I need to be or where I want to be. And that's one of the important things. So you, as of right now, right, this is where you're at. Whether you are at the place where you want to be or whether you're at the place that you'd rather not be. So this is where things happen. In the here and now, in the neutral zone is where things happen, where decisions are the sharpest, where decisions are more clear because you're not feeling bad about the past things that you didn't do, and you're not worrying about the future things that you haven't done yet, but you're still worrying about those things. So make sure that you're here and now in the present. Make sure you're mindful in the neutral zone. That's the best place to make decisions. But keep in mind that you have to learn where you came from. I came from El Salvador. I was born in 1975. I went to a Catholic school. When I was 5, I started kindergarten. I mean, I knew my times tables by first grade. I did a lot of different things. And then the war hit, and that is where a lot of my experiences that dealt with mental health, post-traumatic stress disorder, and other things came along. You know, I saw people dying. I saw my dad get kidnapped with my grandpa. I saw his friends get kidnapped as well with my dad. I heard and I saw my dad escape the next day, and then death threats started happening. And again, and I've said this before, and that's why we came to the United States. My dad came a year earlier. He worked and worked and worked to send money back so that way we can come to the United States. And by we, I mean my mom, my younger brother, and myself. And so if it wasn't for my dad and for everybody that suggested his support system, his village, who said, you need to leave and go to the United States and make a better life for yourself and for your kids and for your family, he wouldn't have made the change. We wouldn't have been in the United States. I've been here since the 80s. I'm an 80s kid. I was the one who we were so poor that my toy was just a Hot Wheel car that I found on the street while coming back from school. And it was like that for at least a couple of years. I mean, once my mom started working, my dad started working, they were still tight. They were still living from paycheck to paycheck. But they were doing things to better our education, to better our perspective, to better our opportunities. They were the ones who decided for me to stay back in the 5th grade 2 times. I mean, I stayed back, so I repeated the 5th grade twice. But that gave me the language skills that I have right now. And even though I'm an introvert, right, I keep it to myself, I talk and I can speak in different ways. I mean, I polish my Spanish, English, I speak conversational French. And so, again, it wasn't for my support system and me not realizing and knowing where I come from, I wouldn't have gotten the way that I did. And I feel very humble and I feel very grateful that my family, including my dad, have been a big reason why I'm here, why our family is here, why we're able to do the things that we're doing. And so it's important to know where you come from. It's important to know who are the people, again, that are supporting you. Even today, people like my godmother, so she was my godmother by baptism and the godmother with First Communion and confirmation, I believe. So she was helping my dad when he was back home with my mom in El Salvador before he passed. and brought him medicine, brought him different things, visited them. And so it, again, it is important to realize where you come from, because if you don't, then you won't know how to get to where you want to get to. Again, it's not that you're going back and living in the past. It's learning who the key people were in your past, which people helped you get to where you're at right now, and in the here and now, right? And in the neutral zone, this is where you make the decision and say, look, I went through adversity. This is a piece of cake. It just takes time, but I can do it. And again, remember, my recommendation is to take 1, 2, or 3 steps at a time. And whenever you finish one, then you can cross it off and you can add another step. And again, you'll get to where you want to get to. Look at me. In 4 months, I went from 4 subscribers to 72 subscribers. Thank you, all 72 of you that are subscribing to my YouTube channel. Again, I appreciate you, and this is something that I want to share with you. All of my information, all of my education, all of my stories, different aspects, different things that you or your children can use, so that way you can get better, you can focus better, right? You can have mind-body balance and deal with that. I mean, it's amazing once you realize where you came from. It's amazing because it just gives you that basic foundation. Remember, we talked about the basic foundation. So you have to realize where you came from. You have to accept where you came from. No matter if you were poor, no matter if you were in a house that was filled with drugs, no matter if you were rich, no matter if you had a bad life, no matter if you did not have a stable family, you still look for those people in your village, right? That helped you out. You still look into your support system. And if you don't have a support system, then start building that system, because those are the people that are going to help you. Those are the people that are going to give you the ideas, so that way you can move forward. Remember, you want to be that pebble that I've been talking about in the previous videos, that if you roll it down a snowy hill, it'll compact, and the pebble will become a snowball, bigger and bigger and bigger. And as momentum and velocity and speed and direction goes, then you will be unstoppable. You will be unstoppable. There are times, and this is one of the things that I appreciate of Kobe Bryant, and I said this in a previous video. Kobe Bryant was a hard worker. He was like, actually, Michael Jordan is like Kobe Bryant. And I know that Michael Jordan came first. I get it. And he used to practice and practice and practice. But Kobe Bryant had, if I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, I can go to the gym at 8, take a little break and be with the family, then go to the gym in the afternoon, take a break, be with the family, and then go to the gym again in the evening, and I have 3 sessions. But if I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I get ready and I go to the gym, right, at 4:30 or 5, then now after that I take a break, and then I go to the gym again at 7 or 6:30. Then I take a break, and then I go to the gym again at 10:30. Then I take a break, and then I be with my family, and then I go to the gym in the evening. Now you have 4 different times. And I get it, because steel sharpens steel. And that's one of the things that you have to understand, right? You have to know where you come from, because you have to build that basic foundation, so that way you're able to do what you need to do to be successful. And I'm telling you, you will be successful. You have to look in the mirror. This is one of the things that in psychology, we teach people that look in the mirror, and when your gaze goes away from the mirror, look at the time. How long did it take for you to look away? The shorter the amount, it's because you're not accepting yourself. You need to look at yourself in the mirror. You need to say, I am what? I am balanced. I am unstoppable. I'm that pebble that's going to roll down the hill and create the huge snowball that is unstoppable. And again, it takes learning where you come from to know where you're going. I've said this already like 3 or 4 times in this video, and I'm making sure that you understand, because it is important for you to know where you come from, because that's your basic foundation. That's where your village comes from. That's where your support system comes from. And so if you're in the here and now, and you're taking 3 steps at a time, and again, I'm not saying that you take your time in these 3 steps. It's however fast you want to get them done. Then as one gets done, then other one gets put in. It's the power of compounding I've talked about before. The power of compounding means that you start with one thing, and then it's 2 things, and then it's 3 things, and now it's 6 things, and now it's 10 things, and now it's 15 things, and now it's 25 things, now it's 50 things. Well, it's the same thing with this YouTube channel. We started with 4, actually we started with 0, and then there was 4, and then there was 20, and then there was 30, and then there was 40, and then there was 50, and now we're at 72. Thank you, 72 subscribers. If you have any suggestions of what topics you want me to talk about, let me know in the comment section. I'm looking at your thumbs up, and I'm expanding on those topics. And so again, where you come from, no matter where you're at, no matter if you have $1 billion and you can buy almost anything in the world, you still have to know where you came from, so that way you know where you're heading, because otherwise you're going to be lost. Your mind and body are not going to be balanced, and you will be lost. So again, to summarize, support system, right? You need your village. 3 steps, at least 3, the most 3 steps. And once you finish, you add another one. Remember, you're not going back to reminisce or to feel bad about your past. You're going back to learn your past. So that way, once you learn where you come from, you'll know how to get to your goals. It's the same thing as I am. I started this YouTube channel very small, and it's still small compared to all of the other YouTubers that have thousands of followers, but it's growing and it's heading in that direction, and it's compounding. And again, I'm gonna start doing Spanish videos now, and so I'm doing short videos, and I'm doing different aspects of things, so that way you can have different perspectives of how to balance your life. And so again, the summary of this video is: never forget where you come from. It'll be easier for you to get to where you want to get by knowing where you come from. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so that way you can get notified of any new videos that come on. Hit the like button. Again, know where you come from. That's the important thing. If you have any topics that you want me to talk about, you want me to give you my take on them, put them in the comment section. Connect with me on Facebook at Carlos Flores. Connect with me on Instagram at Back on Basics. So, until next time, homework time. Look in your past and learn where you're coming from. But until next time, Back on Basics.